Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me today is Mr. Miguel Dinero, Mikey Money, aka Mr. Pimp Slap POD himself. Mikey, hello, it is nice to see you. Of course, if you're joining the program, there's no other way to start the program than this.
Cost you $10 if you want to park.
Do it.
But Jose, how much?
Yeah.
And if you bet the under on the minutes played till that clips, congratulations, you just cashed. Mikey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Jose. Happy Sunday morning to you and all the Say Hey folks there in the audience today. What a great day to make some cash, Jose. Came off a nice night, minus my Alabama mishap. And that being said, I'm ready to attack this card. I see a great number of plus money spots. We got ribeyes today. We got some K props. We're going to do it all today, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure to get the pen and pencil out because we got a full day of bets here. We're not just going to roll off with one or two picks here. We're going to give you guys, we're going to empty the clip here. It's Sunday. It's get right with the bookie day if you're wrong.
Fuck yeah.
Go out there and crush them if you're right. Let's go get that money.
Yeah, no, this is definitely get right day. Get right with the bookie day. Hopefully avoid it tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun afternoon of baseball. Mikey, I have not played golf since our Pubblepalooza video, which, by the way, the full Pubblepalooza golf video, the Pub Cup, will debut before our national championship stream tomorrow, Monday. National championship stream right here, 8:30. Our lovely Pub Cup video will debut right before. It's about 5 minutes, I believe. It's a great time. Me and Ick Schnizzle versus Team Canada and Ghoster. It was a tough battle. It's an exciting match, I will admit. Canada went in there at minus 400 favorites, minus 3.5 strokes, or holes, I should say, because we played match play. And let's just say that the U.S. went out there and battled and almost shocked the world on. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. It'll be fun.
Team Canada was at a disadvantage because one of their guys likes to climb fences. So we'll sneak preview that. We'll sneak preview it with that.
God. Dude.
Why do I always climb fences? Damn it. And I'm like, what?
Why? Oh my God, I love my guy Spenny. Spenny climbed in my rankings that weekend, and his need to climb fences is hilarious. So all right.
It happened so much, Jose. It happened so much that he actually had to debrief it and say, "Why do I always do that?"
Yeah, and he said he does it with his girlfriend too. Like that's just something they do. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get blacked out with Helga one day and be like, Helga, let's climb this fence, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Helga doesn't know how to ride a bike, so maybe our version of that is gonna be Helga. Let's ride bikes. Let me teach you how to ride a bike, blackout drunk. So it's gonna be fun. But shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's get after it here. A lot of games to talk about here. They actually start semi-soonish. A lot of 12 o'clock, starts. So it's kind of nice because the markets are a little mature now. And, we can see how it goes because, a little bit of disadvantage going in the mornings is not seeing the full market and cash flow. But now we'll get to see a little bit now. And that's why you watch Last Call with Miguel Money Monday through Friday. So there you go.
Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern.
There you go. That's why you watch that show. But let's get after it here. And by the way, shout out to the chat, Professor Chris, Dustin, and Jamie Markel. My guy, Barry Smith, who I'm going to mark this down as the nicest Barry Smith has been to me in our existence, saying, let's get right, Jose, you're my guy, buddy. Shout out to you, Barry Smith. But by you saying you're my guy, buddy, you definitely sound Canadian, but I appreciate you, Barry Smith. Shout out to you, my guy. I appreciate you. Debbie Cab in the building. Professor Chris having a day yesterday. Went 0-9 and then went 5-0 last night.
Nice.
So That's a fucking day right there. I'm sure you're sweating your balls off, Chrissy. So I'm glad that you're alive there. Jay Peasy, shout out to my guy. A top set in the building. Wine time, Big O. Let's get after it right here, right now. Game 1, Arizona at Atlanta. One of the games I lost with yesterday. And yes, that record is up to date now. We're only up 0.32 units now after a 2-3 fucking debacle yesterday, it felt like. But I'll tell you, I was shocked to see Fried get crushed. We'll see how that works out going forward. But I kind of do like Chris Sale here to pitch well. Ryan Nelson's not a guy I trust. It's kind of surprising that of all the lines, this is the lowest that they've had all series. Obviously, Fried, Strider, defend. They have prices on their names, obviously, but Ryan Nelson is pretty bad here. And I can see this game actually going over the 9. I haven't moved on it. I haven't moved on anything yet, actually, because I want to talk everything out. Cash flow in this game, 14% of the bets and only 27% of the money on the Diamondbacks. So a lot of public action on the Braves there, But again, who bets fucking minus 200 money line? So always keep that in mind there. Let's refresh the totals here so we can make sure that we are getting good totals data here. We're getting, 82% of the bets and 98% of the money on the over here. So, there has to be a move to the over, right? Because if there's no move to the over in this game, then that might be our first indication that this might be an under kind of game. Let's see how our friends at Bet Online open this up. They opened it up at 9.5 minus 115. It is now a 9 minus 120. At one point, even dropping down to an 8.5. Very interestingly enough, I would love to see our friends at Bovada actually already have this game at 8.5. My God, am I betting an under in this game, Mikey Money? What do you think?
I don't think I don't know how you could. You look at this thing and just first of all, the previous 2 games, right? 6-5 and 9-8. The thing about the Arizona spots here is, first of all, the plus 1.5s have been plus money spots going into this game thus far in the series. And now they're sitting there hanging a minus 105 on it, kind of telling you that they're tired of getting kind of bent over in these 1-run games by these Atlanta Braves. And a 6-5, a 9-8, hot bats for Arizona, just like they ended last season on the road with the hot bats there, going through the playoffs in Major League Baseball. They kind of started the season off much in the same way. So, as I look at this game, I kind of thought to myself, well, how do I want to get involved with it? And I saw Chris Sale, and shout out. Maybe you have more support or faith in this guy than I do. But the first thing that jumped out to me was, no way do I want to give this guy 6K. So I jumped on his under strikeout prop at 5.5, and it's plus 120 money. So I've been really, really fortunate this season to be able to capitalize on some of these plus money spots. So right off the hop, I said, give me this K prop under. As hot as these Arizona bats have been, I do like the opportunity for them to get to this guy who does like to pitch to contact in certain situations. So then I looked at the game deeper and I thought about the bullpens and how they're taxed. And it's now at that point of the season where they've got a couple series underneath them here. And, what are we going to get out of Ryan Nelson? How many, his K prop is 3.5 and it's juiced to the under. So they're certainly not expecting this guy to have, much going on in the world of pitching today. And furthermore, you look at these bullpens, the last couple of games, the number of runs, the balls flying all over the place. What I did end up going with here is a little parlay action to pop this game off here. I've got the Diamondbacks plus 1.5, and it couples with the over 8.5 in the game. So we're seeing the run numbers have gotten up to 9s in some spots. I'm still able to get this with the 8.5, and that's a plus 245 spot for me. So that's how I'm opening up the old card today. I'm trying to go plus money hunting. We're going big, and Arizona plus 1.5 and the over 8.5 to me seems like that's where I want to have my my bread buttered today.
I think I'm going to move on this under, as disgusting as it is. And I know like my guy Barry Smith in the chat is saying over and over, and all that positivity we had to start is going to go away so quickly. But it just doesn't make sense, guys. Like we have, again, I'll repeat it one more time. Cash flow on this game, 82% of the bets and 98% of the money on the over in this game. And they've moved it down, like even first 5. This opened up first 5 over minus 125 for the 5 here. And now you can get an over at even money. 4.5s are starting to pop up here. And then full game. I'll mention it again. It opened up at 9.5 at some places. Like our friends at Bet Online, 9.5, under at -115, over -105. You could say, okay, it's juiced towards the under. Then it went to 9, and now it's gone to 8.5. It went back up to 9, so it's still a juiced 9, I guess, for the under. But yeah, I have to take an under here. Jesus Christ, I hate.
I mean, Ryan Nelson's 13.5 ERA definitely screams under to me.
I fucking hate this shit, Mikey. I fucking hate it. Under 9, -120 for me. Official play.
Well, maybe I'll get Atlanta wins 5-4, and we can both get. Well, I'll cash and you push. How's that?
I would be okay. I'd be okay with that. It's actually now -115 for me now, so that's nice. I got a good old line change right as I'm going to bet it. So I don't know how that makes me feel typically, but whatever. All right.
I see my guy Marcus McCarthy says, F them lays, man. I'll tell you what, been smashing all weekend long on these little 2-teamers and adding them together out there. Great way to make some plus cash here early in the season. We nailed the Yankees game there, the Toronto and the under 8.5 for a +255. We're going to roll it back here. That's how we're going to start the card out. We're going big today. You don't want big plus money spots. You're watching the wrong show.
There's
a bet.
Here you go, team. Yeah.
I'm going to get a bet. I don't have a bet.
Yeah. You need one of those souvenir bats that Troy had, little ones. That was fucking hilarious. Yeah, he had the little bat. It fucking killed me when I saw it. It fucking killed me. But don't worry, guys. The bat's here. The bat is here. Under 9, -115. Let's move on to our second game. And yeah, no, I agree with you, Marcus. Parlays are not my favorite thing either. But, if they're hitting, they're hitting. They're hitting. So I would agree long term, they're probably not the best. But Mikey Money has proved the ability to fucking go out there and hit them. So shout out to you, Mikey. And by the way, shout out to our guy, Perky Sanderson, giving us some forecast updates. 60 degrees, light winds, southwest, mostly sunny, milder, and you can get a lovely Bud Light special there, Bud Light draft for only $8.75 there. So thank you, my guy, Perky. We're talking Orioles, Pirates here. And, the Pirates have been favorites this kind of whole series. It's been pretty weird. And now we're getting a line that makes a little more sense to me. I forgot. Did they win yesterday, Mikey? Because I was on them in game 1. Obviously, they lose. And then yesterday, I saw them have the lead for quite a little bit. But let me know. But we're talking Kramer versus Marco Gonzalez, Marco Gonzalez is not a guy I would like to back typically. He faced the Orioles, or hasn't faced the Orioles, looking at Gore. He hasn't faced the Orioles since 2021. Coming off of a good start against the Nationals, but against the Nationals who have been struggling against lefties. And let's talk about what the Orioles have been doing against lefties this year. Again, obviously, small sample size, but it's nice to see how they've done so far. Baltimore in 112 plate appearances, 59 weighted runs created plus. So they're struggling so far. Yeah, I'd probably stay off this game. Market-wise, let's talk about that. Interesting. Sharp action on the Pirates here after them being favored this whole series. 29% of the bets and 71% of the money on Pirates as home dogs there. Totals-wise, 78% of the bets and 94% of the money on the over. Have these totals moved? It opened up at -125 to the over 8.5. It's about -120, -117 some places. So slight movement, but not enough to really tickle the fancy there. And for the money line here, I mean, the money has moved towards the Pirates, or the line has moved towards the Pirates. Opened up at -130 for the Orioles. Now it's -113 as we see here. So very interesting. I'm not going to bet against the Orioles here. I don't want to again, but I definitely lean Pirates, it seems like. But no action here for me. What do you think here, Mikey?
Well, I think that you look at the series. First of all, they split the two, right? So it's 1-1. There was a 5-2 win on Friday for Baltimore. It was a 5-4 win yesterday for Pittsburgh. But this series has kind of been marred by weather. We had some weather delays there with that Baltimore spot on Friday.
I saw the snow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily ideal conditions, but I don't know about the public move in this one here. I mean, I get it, Marco Gonzalez, and he's the lefty, but he's a guy that loves to pitch to contact as well. And you want to pitch to contact with this lineup that's going down this Baltimore side of things with Henderson, Rutschman, Mountcastle, Santander, Hayes. I mean, the top of the order scares the shit out of you. And then at the bottom there, you still have Urias and Mateo. This is a spot where I think he's going to get touched up and then not a spot that I want to get involved with on this Pittsburgh side of things. But I do want to go back. I'm not ready to anoint these guys World Series champs like everybody was after the first weekend here with Baltimore. But I think the fact that this number is coming down means it's an opportunity here. Not that I want to go against fading some of the public in these trends, but I'm a minus 120 on a spot where I just came off a UFC night laying minus 160s and minus 180s. And to me, I think this is a better spot, hotter bats with what decent weather conditions right now. As I was looking at the overall projection here, we've got winds slightly in left to right at 3.5 miles an hour. So, it's going to be a little chilly. We're going to have, the better part of 50 degrees or so at first pitch. But at the same time, I think as the afternoon gets rolling, things will heat up a little bit more. And I expect that Baltimore offense to continue to do just that. So I'm going to roll in with these Baltimore O's. I'm taking them at minus 120.
All right, beautiful. Mikey on the O's there. Barry Smith likes the O's. I'm off this game. Robert Martin asking about the eclipse tomorrow and if there's going to be any games. No. It's at 1 o'clock, I believe, my time, Central Time. And all the games start at like 4 or 5. So no worries about that. So, but that's hilarious. Justin McKelvey says, I was supposed to go to this game, but he's hungover. That makes sense. That makes sense. And Damon Santori saying, Mike could be my white dad, 100%. So I'd have 2 white dad. Well, I guess, Jimmy's my Canadian father. So there you go. Well, I mean, I did sit on Papa's lap.
$10 if you want to park.
Do it.
But Jose, how much?
Yeah.
Pure joy. Philadelphia Phillies,
Cameras always
Washington Nationals. I mean, Cabby even said it. Sit on Daddy's lap. So that makes sense now. All the pieces starting to come together. Christopher Sanchez, Mackenzie Gore, 2 good lefties. I have no action, like I've said, going into these games. So let's talk these out. Mackenzie Gore, he fucking hates Citizens Bank Park. Now, I have to determine whether if it's really the bank or it's the Phillies, because he starts off his season with a 5 1/3, 3 earned run performance. Not bad. It's against the Pirates. Pirates have been pretty hot to start, so whatever. But he's had 3 appearances against the Phillies last year at Citizens Bank Park. 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. At the bank again, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 7 earned runs. And then 1 time at home, 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 earned runs there. They've lost them all. And he just gets crushed at the bank for whatever reason. So make that note. Fade Mackenzie Gore when he goes back to Philadelphia this year. But is he going to be able to step up against this Phillies lineup? I bet a first 5 under yesterday, and Jake Irvin shit his pants, gave up 4 earned runs. By the way, all the people where we keep this shit transparent as always. I keep my records. The thing that I've done the worst on this year so far, the first 5 totals have been just killing me. 2 and 6 so far to start the season. Just debacle. Minus 4 units there. Almost 5.
A lot of people have been taking those over 4.5s, like with Toronto. And, I get it, but it's not mid-season form with these guys here. It's early season. It's cold. It's not AL East teams. They're playing in non-ideal hitting conditions here with new pitchers up and down that AL East. There's a lot of unknowns, and my advice to anybody in those first 5, specifically with the AL East, to stop playing the overs, at least for another couple of weeks. Then you can get some, then you can go back at him and attack him.
Yeah, my advice for the first 5 unders that I've been losing, try not to pick the pitchers that fucking blow up that. Because I'm just great at doing it. Fucking free, disgusting, and then fucking, I forget who the other guy was. Or I just fucking said it. It was Jake Irvin who just shit his pants. But, Jake Irvin, it's not a pitcher I should trust, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about this game. Christopher Sanchez, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against the Reds. He lost that game, but it was a good performance. 2 appearances against the Nationals, both good. 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 6 innings, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned for Sanchez. Honestly, I could see it under in this game, but let's talk about the market first before we start. leaning in any direction. Phillies money line here, 79% of the bet, 69% of the money. Kind of not surprising. As for the total, no money splits, but 62% of the bets on the under in this game. And for the line movement here, let's talk about it. This might be interesting. We might be getting some old reverse line movement, but shout out to Troy Torrance. He told me 44% of the lines, and this was a couple days ago, so obviously the numbers have changed, but 44% of the lines have had some reverse line movement on them. Just weird numbers there. But this line went up immediately to minus 160, and then from then on just crashed. It started slowly going down, 52, 53, down to minus 142, now down to minus 135, minus 137 at some places as well. So very interesting, Mikey Money. Are the Nationals live here against your Phillies?
The answer is no in that short little run there. If you look at these two teams specifically, if you want to look at some SDQL numbers behind them, the Phillies, when they're in a series against the Nationals, they're off the win on the road in Nationals Park there. They're 12-3 in these spots. The margin of win isn't going to blow you away there from a wins-loss perspective there. They're averaging a 0.8. So it's a tricky spot there. You're either going to have to lay the juice, I think, with this Phillies team, or try to get creative in how you attack it. Now, you talk about the weather conditions and what's going on here. This wind blowing in about 10.5 miles an hour in slightly to the right there, left to right across the plate. So not necessarily favorable hitting conditions, but, oh, man, you look at these two guys here. You got Mackenzie Gore, you got Sanchez. And, again, not two guys that I necessarily want to go and have confidence in when it comes to kind of getting the ball across the plate and getting the strikes in their favor. In fact, couple things that I looked at for this game here. I wanted to get involved with the Phillies. I still might try to take a look at them live, but the problem is they can just puke runs up and their bullpen can just implode at the snap of a finger. So before you know it, you're up 5-1, and all of a sudden it's 5-4 and you're sweating out a run line. And that's definitely not where I want to be in this case here. We've already seen them blow up Atlanta on opening day. Big disaster for them Phils out there. And Cincinnati, who's been getting fits with Mets right now. So on the other side of this thing, though, I did look at the Nationals. And, one of the things I've been trying to do with these Sunday spots, particularly as they close out and get ready for travel, is analyze these bullpens and their usage rates there. And thus far, the Nationals, maybe they've just been too stupid to realize it, but they're in a position where they've saved some key pieces in Harvey and Finnegan and not getting overexposure. So I'm a little concerned over the long haul of the Phillies being able to get it done. But where I feel confident in is I feel confident we see runs early in this game because of these pitchers. I like the Yerfy. It's a plus 112 spot for this Phillies Nationals game. And then I'm going to go to Mackenzie Gore, and his K-prop is under, it was 6.5. I was just trying to pull it up to see what the best number is here. It looks like the 6.5 has gotten crushed with juice now, and we're seeing 5.5s out there. So the 5.5 for me with this guy and his under and the K-prop here is, let me see, plus 128 right now for Mackenzie Gore on the under 5.5 strikeouts, down from 6.5. So, I like that direction things are moving. It kind of supports two things that I'm thinking about with this attacking this K-prop here. The first is the numbers moving in the right direction for us, that they went from a juice 6.5 down to a 5.5. And two, the fact that they haven't used those pieces of the bullpen means they're not going to let this guy go in there and get cooked. He's going to be in a short, maybe not necessarily a short pitch count, but still, I think an opportunity to take advantage here with this 5.5. So give me the Yerfy plus 112. Give me Mackenzie Gore under 5.5 strikeouts plus 128.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay off. I really wanted the Nationals here, but Troy's mentioning that reverse line movement for prices or for home teams in this price range are not good. And I wouldn't hate it also an under in this game. It's opened up at a 9 and it just plummeted. If it was a juice 9, so you could really say it was an 8.5. Now it's at a 7.5. The wind's kind of blowing in as well. But Barry Smith doesn't care about numbers Sunday, so he likes the Nationals here. Man Bear Pig, Nationals Whisperer likes the Nationals. A lot of love for the Nationals. So it's a very divisive game. I'm staying off. I lean towards the Nationals under and the Nationals money line, so I'll stay off here. Let us go to the New York Yankees. First is the Toronto Blue Jays. I was a little pissed off yesterday. I forgot about this game. Kevin Gausman just horrible yesterday, and something might be wrong with Kevin Gausman after looking at some velocity numbers. That was horrible. I honestly should have just been on the Yankees, but it was just frustrating there. I mean, let's just talk Bowden Francis here. He is probably not an MLB starter. He got crushed last time out against Houston. It's a good lineup. He's not getting any help here because he's going up against the Yankees, and the Yankees also have a very good lineup this year. And I think Luis Gil, he's not a guy that typically you want to bet on, but I think he can be backable here at some point. I think the offense definitely helps him out. We backed him to success last time out, but the issue here, obviously, minus 150 now for the Yankees here, knowing that I think that Bowden Francis is vulnerable. Let's talk about the markets here, and I'll pass it off to old Miguel Money. Oh, man. 44% of the bets and 98% of the money on, Mike, you want to guess?
The New York Yankees?
The Toronto Blue Jays.
What?
98% of the money on the Toronto Blue Jays here. 84% of the bets and 98% of the money on the over, as everyone would kind of expect there. Very interesting to start off this breakdown there. Let's talk about the total to see if it's moved up any. It's actually moved down, shockingly enough. Opened up at an 8, minus 125. Again, you could tell me that that's really an 8 or an 8 flat. I believe you, but 8.5 minus 125. Let's just say 9, excuse me. But this actually dropped down to 8. So it went from minus 125 for the over to 15, then even money, then drop all the way down to 8 with all of that money on the over in this game. Like I said, 84% of the bets and 98% of the money on the over, and we're still dropping. That's very interesting. Very interesting. And let's talk about the money line before we pass it off to you, Miguel Money here, because, man, this is a very interesting game. This opened up at minus 135 for the Yankees, and it's just climbed ever since then with all that money on the Blue Jays. Wow. Mikey, what do you think about this game?
I think it's exactly what I just said. These fucking dummies keep trying to crack these first 5 overs in this AL East, and these pitchers are unknowns. They just haven't seen enough of the batting rotations on the other side. You look at what this Hill, Gill, Phil, whatever the fuck his name is, they got 3 total guys that have seen him. Now it's Guerrero, Bichette, and Kirk. On the other side of things, where you've got Francis, one guy's seen this guy. Who the hell keeps betting this over? I just don't understand it. Give me the first 5 under, and I see it's at a low number for me, so I want to take advantage here. I was looking at this. If you look at the first, and I'm not a big first 3 better, but in terms of context, right? I know a lot of people will say it's that first time through the order. If you want to use that as the litmus test or the leading indicator, what's the weather vane saying on this thing here the first time through the order? What would you guess it is, Jose? Bunch of pitchers a bunch of hitters who haven't seen these pitchers before the first time through the order. Lots of hits or no hits?
No hits.
Fuck yeah. Under 3.5 is minus 215 in that spot. And that suggests that, again, what are they going to happen here? That maybe the second time through the order, will they have a little more success? Possibly. But if we do get these guys with the colder weather conditions going on right now, mowing some dudes down, then under 4.5 at minus 117 is a fair number to get involved with when it comes to this spot here, from a first 5 perspective. Then I look at the full game here, and as far as kind of early season situations with this kind of mid-range number, I'd love to hear the reverse line movement. Again, I don't know why, Francis, they're 4-5. I mean, the Yankees, if you want to kind of dissect their wins and losses, and I talked a little bit about this, maybe it was with you on last call, but wins and losses wise, what the Yankees did there against a suspect team in the Astros kind of padded their win-loss margin. But on the other side of things, Toronto 4-5. You got these teams last year when the AL East played anybody out of conference, they won like 75% of the time. But when they played each other in conference, it was like in division, it was coin flippy and very much suggesting that, there's a battle being had within. All of that being said, though, here, what we see is, the back and forth, just like you would talk about here. 3-0 loss opening day there with Toronto. We were on that with the under coupled together. Yesterday, we saw the explosion of runs in a 9-8 game. We got the day-night factors in there. Divisional medium favorites, when they're in the same series, are 47-7. They're 37-17 on the run line if they're off a loss of 1 run and a shorter line out there. So I looked at that thing. I boiled it all together and said, yeah, it makes sense. We're trying to figure out a way to get these guys to get it done. Or a 1-run win, a loss or a 1-run win. And I do think that the better lineup in this case here, just because it's early season at home to me, favors the Yankees. And I can get the Yankees -1. I can get them at -115 as well. So that's my opportunity here. I know it's the home team. I get that situation with the, you might lose the bottom of the 9th, but I'm fine with that. I do expect that somewhere along that 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, the Yankees bats will do what they need to do to get us that -1 win. So give me the Yankees -1 and at a -115.
Yeah, I like that look. I don't bet those bets, but I like it. I think I'm going to roll the under in this game. I'm trying to decide if I want to go first 5 or full game. It's the real question. I looked at their bullpen usage yesterday because, Gosman didn't go a lot yesterday, and it really isn't that used up, if we're going to be honest. They used Mitch White for 65 pitches, Nate Pearson for 40, and Tim Mays that came on for 12, and that's it. Trevor Richardson, Genesis Cabrera, Chad Green, and Yimi Garcia all got days off yesterday. So I was, kind of interested in a full game under here. The line has moved, like I said, from 8.5 to 8. On the first 5 specifically, it was over -120. Now it's under -120. Mikey, well, I'm pretty sure you're on the first 5 under, but which one would you prefer for first 5 or full game?
Well, I'm on the first 5 under, so I would prefer the first 5 under. It's the 4.5. Like I said, it's that second time through the order. And then, if they do get in trouble, they'll yank him and go to that bullpen. So I don't know, though. I see the full game here. I see 80%, 90% of the cash on that over, and it looks like it's gone from the 8 to 8.5. So again, it's going to depend on kind of the numbers and where you're using the opening line factor. But for me, I would think that there's more of an opportunity for this game to go over the course of the entire game than I believe in the first 5.
Okay. Well, I'm on the first 5 under there, -120 with Mikey money there, -120 for me, 4.5 there. So we fucking need it today, Mikey. We fucking need it today. Let's get these fuckers to get cold on the bats there. Next game. God, Mikey, I'm so angry at this game. Like, I want to fade Sean Manaea here so badly. So badly. He goes 6 innings, 1 hit, had a no-hitter for the fucking longest ass time here. But as you see on the screen, this line was Cincinnati Reds -110. Give it the old flipperoo now. It is now New York Mets -113 here. And we've seen this before. I forget what my record is on it now. But I bet when this line flips like this, I lost on it once, and I think we've cashed twice. So I guess I'm 2-1. I just think you've got to bet the side that it flips to. And God damn it, did I want to fade Sean Manaea today? Because I just do not think he has it in him to go back-to-back amazing starts here. And I like Andrew Abbott. I think he's a good pitcher. He got touched up 3 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs last year here. But I am just pissed off at this fucking line movement. And I think I need to make the flip and bet the Mets here. But you know how hard that is, Mikey, to go into a game wanting to bet one side and then making that flip is just fucking really tough. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this game, Mikey. Before I do, I'll give you the market real quick. 51% of the bets and 67% of the money on the Reds, and the line has still flipped to the Mets. This is fucking annoying. And 20% of the bets on the over in this game, no cash flow on it. But this total line movement, it's kind of weird, I guess, because I'm looking at it, and this is in Wow, this is in Great American Ballpark. We're getting an 8.5. That's fucking shocking. This opened up in a 9, minus 120 to the under. Or sorry, this opened up at 9.5 actually. Then dropped down to a 9 basically immediately. And then immediately goes down to 8.5 again. So very interesting. Man, do I want to take the Mets here, it seems like, after wanting to bet the Reds all fucking night here, Mikey. What do you think?
I was just looking to see what the current numbers are on a couple of these things as well, because I believe, just based on what I saw yesterday in the game, the way this thing played out, the Reds wanted that game yesterday, and they went out there and they did everything, including using up a lot of their bullpen pieces, their key guys and the closers there, Alexis Diaz, to go out there and get that save. That to me says this is a bad situation for the Reds today. Now, the bats obviously got loose yesterday, and it was a 9-6 final, but I'm going to go to the Mets in this one here. I locked them in. It was minus 105. Now that it's continuing to move in that direction, certainly going to be a little bit of a red flag for anybody that's thinking about the Reds. Fact of the matter is, when you've got a road team between a minus 120 and a plus 110, they're 21-1, and they're winning those games by 3.5 runs on average in that spot out there if they got a longer line than the previous game. So in this spot here, we're seeing this number flipping around like it is. And to me, it makes sense. The numbers are moving. It's correlated line movement with the way I expected this thing to go. I think you've got the more rested bullpen in the Mets. Now, both these guys certainly like to kind of play the fly ball game, which I think with this situation in this ballpark, Great American Ballpark, the challenge is just don't let it get loose like we saw yesterday. And I think Minaya is capable of getting it done. Abbott certainly pitching at home. I think he knows the strengths and the weaknesses of how to pitch around this park as well. I wouldn't be mad at this being a lower scoring game, but to me, I was just debating, exactly how far do I want to get involved with this thing here. I'm definitely on the Mets, and let me see what the best number I can get now for these guys is.
Yeah, I'm on the Mets officially, minus 113 full game money line for me. Not first 5 because I'm a little scared of what Sean and I will do to me. But very interesting. The wind, by the way, you mentioned this is a fly ball park. Winds howling in, 12 mile-an-hour winds blowing straight in, 10 to 12. Basically for the whole game going straight in as well. So I lean under here as well, but I'll just stick with the Mets money line full game. And I told myself I'm not going to have a big card today. I need to cut down my volume a little bit. And I already have 3 bets, and we're still like 10 plus games left. So
you can't go 10-0 if you don't. You can't go 10-0 if you don't have 10 plays.
You're right. You're right about that there. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We're keeping a brisk pace. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Hit the like button while you guys are here. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter, jump over to YouTube. Hit the like button. Join the community. There's a big comment section. All commenting away. They make me a lot better, and I hope they'll make you better too, gambling. So jump on over to YouTube as well. And don't forget to comment below the videos as well. Helps the algorithm. And I enjoy looking at your guys' bets and shits. If you guys have questions, I also can answer them easier after the show there as well. Oakland A's versus the Detroit Tigers here. Miguel money here, and old Joe Boyle, not a guy I want to back here. 2 2/3, 8 runs against the Red Sox last time out against Jack Flaherty, who dominated the White Sox. But I don't believe in Jack Flaherty anymore. I was his number 1 fan for a while. I just don't believe in the guy. I bet on him too much, and he's disappointed me too many times. So I'm off this game again initially. I'd probably lean towards an A's team total to start. But let's talk about the market here. Only 13% of the bets and 15% of the money on the A's. So gigantic amount of bets and money on the Tigers here. Has the line move commiserate towards all that money? It would be nice if it did to make me less interested. It's opened up at minus 180, and yeah, there's been some line movements around, but it seems like still it's only minus 186 at Bovada. It opened up at minus 180, and it is now minus 204. So maybe we should listen to Bovada there, because BetOnline loves moving their fucking things up and down, up and down, up and down. So, yeah, I'm not going to fade him here. Again, I was his number 1 fan, and I'm sure, like Matty Ice is saying in the chat, nice to see you, Matty. He's motivated as hell to go out there and pitch because everyone was doubting him, and even his number 1 fan turned his back on him. So I've got no action on this game, Mikey. What do you think?
I respect Matty Ice and his opinion, especially when it comes to all things that are relevant to the Detroit Tigers here. But I'm not a Jack Flaherty guy, and I don't think you make money long-term betting on Jack Flaherty. So for me, I looked at this overall spot here, and I'm not a big Boyle fan either. Let's be honest. I mean, nobody wants a Boyle in their lineup. And that being said, I just don't see any other way than, trying to take advantage of him to bounce back in his young career here. 0-1 to kick things off, 2-7 Oakland. But, for me, I had to take a shot with this spot, plus 164 with the Oakland A's. Cashed with them the other day. No reason not to run back to him. I like the Tigers, but should Jack Flaherty be a minus 198 pitcher right now? Minus 198. Listen, I get it. You look at Oakland. They don't have anything to play for. They're going to be in Sacramento, whatever. I'm taking a spot with these guys here. It's plus 164 money. That's how you move ahead in this game here. You build this thing up by taking some of these plus money spots when you can. Later in the season, you're going to be fading all over Oakland there. Everyone's going to be trying to catch the magic that was, and they're going to be like, man, if you had bet him on the money line early in the season, you'd be up all these units. That's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm going plus 164 with Oakland. Detroit just can get spastic, right? They can get spazzy is what I'm going to call it there on occasion, where they just kind of, once things fall apart, it's like pulling the piece of thread there that's hanging off your shirt. Next thing you know, your fucking sleeve's hanging off down to the side and you got to throw the shirt out. So give me this Oakland team. I'm going to go with the plus 164.
Mikey, your analogies are always very good. By the way, Helga's leaving right now, and Nasty Nate has a question that also kind of involves Helga, so I'll get her answer as well. Nasty Nate asked if we're going to Fenway Park this season. I don't think so, Nasty Nate, because this team's a bunch of fucking fuckheads that suck dick and balls. But yeah, that's true. Apparently, I'm a big Yankees guy now, Nasty Nate. Even Helga's saying that I'm a Yankees guy. That cut deep. That cut deep. Alexis, before you go, can you tell me the score of the Liverpool game? Huh? Oh, Helga's going to the last round of the Valero, whatever the fuck. So,
nice.
It's 1-1 now? Motherfucker. God damn it. All right. Thank you, Helga. All right. Next game. Motherfucker, dude. God fucking damn it. Mikey, I'm a huge Liverpool guy, and I have a future on them to win the Premier League. And this is one of their hardest games left. And I am beyond pissed off that it is 1-1 right now. So it is a must win game.
It is soccer. So they do tie a lot.
It's a must win game.
I don't know if you knew this or not, though, Jose, but I am I have a bit of positive connection when it comes to South American and Mexican soccer. So stay tuned when I start dropping those plays out there, because I think we're on a 5-0 run right now between Mexico and South America. So let's keep going. Good. I'm glad. That's funny. I do have a lot of Mexican soccer jerseys in my closet too. Let's go to the White Sox. Pumas got there for us. Yeah, shout out to Pumas. My sister's favorite team is Tigres. My sister's husband calls the soccer games in Mexico, so it's on the TV quite frequently in my mom's house. So. The telly? Yeah, it's on the telly. They don't give a fuck. My parents just watch just to hear my sister's husband, which is hilarious. But they don't do that for me. White Sox Royals here. Let's talk about Garett Crochet, who has been, I would say he's in my rotation this year. He's been one of my guys this year. We talked about him with Jimmy opening day, said he had a great spring, earned this spot, was bet on, did great against Detroit. I stayed off of him in Atlanta, and I was like, this is a real test for Crochet. I think he might have been sitting fat and happy, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes out there, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Ryan, is that now 2-1, Ryan? Let me know if this is 2-1 Liverpool, it'd be good. But if that's how they scored the 1-1, I'm going to be very pissed off if that's how they did that. Alec Marsh on the other side, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run against the Baltimore Orioles. Obviously, a team that is very good. Here's the thing, Mikey. It just feels like I should just keep betting, first 5 White Sox and just keep rolling the Garett Crochet train. And I'll agree with the chat. Early look at this. Rants agree with you. Not 9 is crazy for this game. I think this should be a little lower, but let's talk about the money and all this stuff before we start
making bets and, slapping 5 and all this shit. Unsurprisingly, if you're sharp, I think you know about Garett Crochet and how good he is. 46% of the bets and 88% of the money on the White Sox here. Totals wise here, where are you? There you are. 65% of the bets and 89% of the money on the under. Okay. All right. That is very interesting. I hope the line has moved a little bit on that under, because it didn't, and that is a red flag. All right. So this opened up. Obviously, this thing is opened up incorrectly there. So this opened up at like minus 130 for the Royals here, and it has dropped. It's now minus 120 towards the White Sox. That's interesting. Let's look at that was on Bet Online. Let's look at our friends at Bovada as well. By the way, as always, if you need an account for Bovada or Bet Online, go to the Pub Sports Radio website. You can see the logos there. Just click that, make an account. You get an 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Good shit. They opened up at minus 140 here, the Royals did, and now they are minus 125 for them. Yeah, I think I'm going to move on the White Sox here. First 5. I just think that Crochet shuts them down here again, and then it's just that game of praying the White Sox can score. It's obviously they're going to be one of the worst offenses this year, but it's kind of the game when you bet these underdogs, right, Mikey? You hope the pitcher fucking dominates, and then you just need the offense to squeak by. So, what do you think here, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like what I saw with Crochet there. Not to overreact in the situation, but clearly I think Kansas City is one of those teams. Look, I might be 20 games into the season and we're probably already 20 games into the season. Maybe I'm 40 games in the season and I'm wrong about this Kansas City team, but you're going to need a hell of a lot more than Bobby Witt to figure this thing out. And that's where I think the breakdown begins. So overall with this thing, though, the spot that's surprising to me is all this money popping in on this under in this game. And look, it's a triple dipper for me. I've got the first 5. Now, I was going to ask you this question around the first 5s because I know some people will they will take advantage and they'll try to catch the plus a half. This number's moved quite a bit, though. I see it opened at plus 110 for the White Sox in the first 5. They definitely were fading or shading on Crochet and looking at Marsh in this first 5, but this thing's moved now, and minus 105 is the most inexpensive opportunity for that first 5. You look at a plus a half out there, and that thing's juiced as well. So I'm just going to say forgo that half because I do expect them to be able to get the job done. I'm rolling with them full game as well. And, right now I see the full game as a plus 110. I think that's priced appropriately. The Royals are 0-15 when they're off a shutout win and not a 5-game or more winning streak. So early in the season spot to fade them boys at plus 110. And then we'll get the Marcus McCarthy special out there as well here. The White Sox and the under 8.5 is plus 365. So triple dip me for this one. And look, the theory with this thing here, pretty straightforward. You look at it and go, wow, he's got the first 5, the full game, and he's going to take this spot there. You're goddamn right, because I can turn 3 units into, what is that going to be? Almost 6-7 units opportunity out there. And if I don't cover the over, I'm still up a unit. So I do expect the White Sox to get it done. So, that being said, I'm just joking with you, Marcus McCarthy. But yeah, the White Sox in the under 8.5 is plus 365. The White Sox plus 110, and then the first 5 is minus 105 for me, unless you can find a better number.
I cannot. I'm getting a minus 110, so I'm taking just White Sox first 5 minus 110 for me. Yeah, Mr. Heath, that's the thing I'm worried about here. Again, I said it last time against the Braves, and then Jimmy shot me down saying that it's the Braves, so he's going to be torqued up and ready to go because it's the Braves. But Garett Crochet sitting back on his laurels, feeling fat and happy after 2 starts does concern me. But yeah, I'm on it. And
here's one more for you. Here's one more for you, Jose. When you got a team off a loss or they're a small win as a dog, they're 13-0 if the starter won the previous meeting as a dog as well. So kind of that intersection point with those zeros. You guys heard me talk about these before. We get those intersecting zeros. In this case here, not just 2 trends on the same side, but we got a trend supporting the White Sox in the 13-0. We got the 0-14 side of things. I don't want to oversimplify it, but correlated movement for us on the number. This is all signs point to go. That's why I went in there and triple dipped it.
Yeah, I like the full game too, but I'm not going to double up. I'm going to stick first 5. I really want to take both, but I'll just take first 5 minus 110. Let's keep it moving before I start making more bets here. I told myself I need to keep the volume down today. I'm already fucking down enough. I need to keep the volume down. Cleveland, New York, Cleveland Guardians, Minnesota Twins here. And this is a game that screamed first 5 under to me, Mikey, here. I don't think I'm going to move on it. Again, I've got a lot of action here today, so I think I'll stay off this one. But this screamed first 5 under for me. McKenzie, again, this is one of my guys this year. I'll back him in most every situation, honestly. Backed him last time. He got crushed in a first 5 under thing, too. I backed him. I think he'll bounce back here. And then Bailey Ober also just got destroyed. 1 1/3, 9 hits, 8 earned runs against the Royals last time out. I think that's an easy bounce back opportunity here against a team that he dominated last year. 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs. 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs for Ober last year against them in a 1-0 and a 2-0 victory there. So I definitely think this is a lower scoring under kind of game. Let's talk about the market here. Money line first, 50-50 ticket split on the money lines there. No action or no information on the money. And 50-50 ticket split on the total, 68% of the bets on the under in this situation. I'd love to see what the movement has been on the full game total here, because this will probably tell a good story here. Where the fuck is this game? God damn it. I cannot find this fucking game. Minnesota. Jesus Christ. I feel like Jimmy right now. I'm looking at my screen just going up and down, back and forth. Where are you, Minnesota? Looking for the Minnesota fucking Twins. Did this get postponed?
I don't think so.
My site has this game as postponed already for some ungodly reason. Whatever. I think that's just a mistake for them. This opened up at an 8 juice to the over, and it has dropped down to 7.5 juice to the under now. So I think I'm late to the under there, but I liked it. I think the
you know what? You might be right. Okay, you might be right. I see it off the board now over on DraftKings as well.
Okay. Sorry, Cody. He said, Jesus, read the chat. Sorry. All right, this game got postponed. So let's not even fucking talk about wasting more time. Let's just fuck off and move on. Sorry for wasting your guys' time there.
Mariners, Brewers. That was the one game I didn't have a play in early on, so it figures that game got postponed.
Good. Yeah, I was like, this game postponed? God damn. All right. Well, thank you guys for letting me know. It's funny that it's fucking rambling on here for fucking 10 minutes without this game being on. Seattle Mariners versus the Milwaukee Brewers here, a series that I've had no interest in. I found this game very difficult because I thought the Mariners were better than in every game, and just weird lines, I guess, for me. Colin Ray, not a guy I want to back. Emerson Hancock, a guy I don't want to back. Mikey, I'll get into the markets here in a second, but enough of my voice for a little bit. What do you think about this game?
I was just looking for a way to play this game because I'm more Ray than I am Emerson Hancock. I'm not a Herbie Hancock fan. I'm not an Emerson Hancock fan. And that's kind of going to be what I stick by here. But, I was looking at the numbers and just trying to get that plus money opportunities and run with it. I look at this Brewers spot here, the first 5 innings, I got to lay a minus 130. But where I expect them to figure this game out is they're going to win this first 5. And I'm not entirely shocked, or I'm not enamored with what I see out of the Seattle side of things. So for me, I can take an opportunity here. Minnesota to win the first 5 and Minnesota to win the full game there. The old, I don't know what they call that. The double. I don't care. It's plus 140 though, for me to take that spot. So the Brewers first 5 and full game, they got to get it done, right? So they can't, that's basically, I'm taking the Minnesota first 5 minus a half, but that's a minus 130 in that spot here. This makes it a plus 140. So give it to me.
Interesting. All right. Let's talk about the market in this game. 52% of the bets and 61% of the money on the Brewers in this game. So not too ridiculous. Let's go to the money line to see if this game has moved. I was scrolling fucking forever trying to find that Twins game. Just to find that is to postpone is disheartening. Minus 125 opener. It dropped, but then came right back up to minus 126 there for the Brewers. So no action here for me.
Oh shit! You know what else? I'm on the first 5 under 4.5 as well, and that was even money
on this game.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's
double
talk
check
about
these
that
here.
total real quick before we go.
Yep.
80% of the bets on the under, no cash flow, but this line has seemingly did it go up? Very interesting indeed. And then let's see here. We're talking about Colin Ray. This opened up at a 9 at plus 105. Now it's a 9 minus 102. So it's not that, not that exaggerated. So I don't hate it at all. I'm not on this game. Fernando, is that fucking real? 2-1 Manchester United. Oh my God, dude. I'll tell you, the teams that I like the most, the Red Sox are obviously number one. A very close second is Liverpool, and I get very emotional watching soccer. It is extremely emotionally investing. So I'm going to be in a bad mood until someone tells me it's going to be 2-2. Hopefully. Miami Marlins, St. Louis Cardinals here. Max Meyer, Kyle Gibson. I think this was the easiest stay off game for me. I keep seeing people betting the Marlins, and I just keep saying, do not catch that falling knife. Do not try, because they are a bad team right now, and they just cannot be backed. If you're going to fade them, sure, I get it, but I don't want to back the Cardinals here. Who I thought they'd be better. They're just not good, simply, and just ugly.
Cardinals are never better. Cardinals are never a good team until like halfway through the season when they realize just how mediocre the rest of the division is, and then they're like, "Oh, maybe we should start trying."
Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't like watching Cardinals baseball anymore. Really, 40% of the bets, 72% of the money on the Miami Marlins here. So somebody out there betting the Marlins. And this line, like we see with most of these lines, it seems more U movement, drops down, then goes right back to where it was. And no action here for me, guys, unfortunately. Total, by the way, 88% of the bets on the over. No money splits, unfortunately. But yeah, no action for me here. What do you think here, Mikey?
This fucking Marlins team is terrible. I mean, it's disgusting. And you look at their hitting, their hitting staff. I don't understand what's going on. Arise, Bell, Berger, Chisholm, De La Cruz. I don't get it. And I don't want to get it here with this game either, but we're at that 10. We're at that double digit, precipice here. And you know who's going to be pitching next game, don't you? It's going to be Jesus Luzardo. So I'm going to go with this, not the Marlins side. I don't think there's enough. Plus 117. They shouldn't be, I don't know. They shouldn't be priced in that range. But you know who I don't like? I don't like Kyle Gibson. I'm not a big fan of him. We have forgiven but not forgotten his era in Philadelphia and everything else that he's gone on with since then. But you guys had asked about some of these numbers here. One of the spots I'm taking advantage of here, mispriced number for Luis Arise. Lefty on this righty with Gibson. He's seen him 4 times. He's hit him 3 times. He's got the RBI. He's hitting a 750 against the guy, and it's a plus 190 for the Ribby to get my guy Luis Arise in action today. And if you kind of read between the lines, you'll expect to see me playing on Miami tomorrow. But today, I just want Luis Arise to get the RBI for me, plus 190 spot.
Yeah, I'd be interested in it as well if they lose here today with Jesus Luzardo. But a lot of some cappers in the chat thinking that Miami wins today. Sharp action on them, so I wish you guys luck.
Yesterday too. They stink.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So no action here for me. Top set saying free money, I'm assuming, on the Cardinals. Let's go to the next game here. Our Lord and Savior, Shota Imanaga, back on the bump. People in Chicago fucking love him. I see Troy and Saturated are all the way in on Shota. It only, Mikey, it only pisses me off a little bit, only a little bit, that the Red Sox offered more money for Shota and he still chose the Cubs. It pisses me off only a little bit.
Only a little?
Yeah, 6 innings, 2 hits, 9 Ks, no walks against the Colorado Rockies. Great debut. Can't ask for much more than that. But here we are. A much tougher task. Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei obviously knows him as well. Played with him in the WBC. I'm not on this game, but I'll tell you right now, I need to look at the weather and how the total market's going, but it's looking like it'd be a Dodgers team total for me. because I don't trust Shota to follow that performance up against the Dodgers here. 58% of the bets, 78% of the money on the Cubs. Totals wise, 85% of the bets and 91% of the money on the over in this game. This game opened up, actually, that's very interesting. It opened up at minus 105, evens each way. And then it just kind of steadily climbed towards the Doyers there, even with the sharp and bigger bets on the Cubs. Very interesting. I kind of think it would be the opposite way personally. You bet all the money on the Dodgers and the line moving with the Dodgers because they're typically a public team, but people love them some Shota. What do you think here, Mike?
I don't want to get involved in this game. I caught the Cubs the other day, plus 225 spot there with Jimmy Show. You guys were busting it down, and I was jumping in on the live bet saying I think the Cubs win. And that made sense. The price was there, but this number is suspect. I mean, just look at it on its surface. Minus 112 now. Everybody's betting the Cubs. We want to be late to the party. Plus 110. I don't know that I would have wanted to back the Cubs in this spot. Now it's plus 102s or even money spots out there. Yeah, the play for the Dodgers this year is either take them on the run line or fade them and take the other side. But in this case, the minus 1.5 and plus 152 would be the only way I would jump on this thing here. And I'm not interested in jumping on it. So, both these pitchers, kind of first time with these batters on the other side of things. Mookie Betts has been playing at a phenomenal rate this year, but we've got some pretty significant wind factors going on there as well from what I could see here, almost 20 miles an hour out. But it nullifies that by the fact that these guys are kind of first-timer throughs with these teams and these batters. So that's a pass for me. I think, again, I would, if it was me and I didn't like any of the other plays I've already given out, I would say you got to go Dodgers minus 1.5 or wait for the Dodgers to go up early and then live bet the Cubs in that spot. But I don't have a dog in this fight.
That's funny. I just looked on my phone and I wanted to quickly search because you know how I like Mikey. I love getting weather reports from people that have boots on the ground reporting. So let's go ahead and make a call. Oh my God. I'm gonna leave a voicemail.
Can we side button you?
Yeah, I think he just silenced me. Hello, Troy Torrance. I'm leaving you a message because I need the weather report on April 7th in Chicago. Please and thank you. Fucking Troy Torrance just giving me the old stiff arm there. Fucking this guy, man. I mentally grinded him up in fucking cornhole, and I won't even answer my calls anymore. This guy. But he's gonna come in the chat in like 10 minutes and be like, what the hell? That'll be very funny. All right, let's roll on here. I was just trying to get some laugh there from myself, truly. Another game that I'm not betting, Rays Rockies, Ryan Pepio versus our friend Dakota Hudson here. And by the way, I don't know why I have 2-0 Ryan Pepio. It's 0-1 this year versus Dakota Hudson. I want nothing to do with this game. Pepio is coming off of 6 earned runs against the Rangers. It's a good landing spot, but it's Dakota Hudson and the Rockies. So no action here. I'm still reeling from cashing that over 13 the other day, honestly.
Yeah.
I still can't believe we did that. 77% of the bets on the Rays here. No money split for the money line here. 50-50 cash or 50-50 tickets for the total. 56% of the bets on the over. And it seems as if this total actually dropped down from 12 to 11.5. We'll make sure. Well, let's confirm that right now. Yeah, this opened up at 12 minus 115. Now we're getting 11.5 over minus 106. So lean under, but I don't want to bet this game, and I don't want to bet unders in Colorado. So no thanks here. What do you think here?
Straight RBI spot for me with Randy Rosarania. Give it to me. It's plus 145 here. Highest graded guy on my prop dashboard on multiple dashboards that I utilize here. Big opportunities in the sweet spot at plus 145. I don't like that he's in the 3 spot, but that's okay because he's got Yandy Diaz and Brandon Lowe in front of him. Plenty of meat on the bone to knock in a ribby for us there. It'll be the second. I think that's the only other ribby I have on the day, but I don't want to get involved with this. I don't want to get involved with any of this game. And reluctantly, I'm taking Randy only because of the the grading that I see with this guy at that plus 145 price that paid a ton last year. Outside of that, both these teams could lose and I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed there. By the way, I've highlighted the play twice, but I never mentioned it. I keep forgetting. Stacks play of the day. Ryan Mountcastle over 1.5 bases. Isn't it? Are they going with the lefty? Yeah, I was going to say Mountcastle, I believe, like just crushes lefties. So yeah, I like that look. And spreadsheet play of the day. Texas,
by the way, maybe somebody can steer me in the right direction. That might be one of my least favorite styles to play because I can't find a fucking dashboard. I got to go in there and do my fingers and toes math to figure out how many bases these guys got because I don't see it. I don't see it like ESPN doesn't show me bases. I got to go in there and like do the calculation. It's hard. It's hard for me to recap that kind of stuff.
The worst part about that is walks not counting for a total base.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's the worst. I can't with that. But yeah, people know my prop record by now. It's horrible. So I wish you luck. Waldron versus Logan Webb, Giants Padres in the series that has not ended. These teams have been playing for fucking 2 weeks, it feels like. Here's my rule, Mikey. I don't back knuckleballs. I don't do it. I refuse to do it. And you have to be Tim Wakefield, R.A. Dickey, a guy like that for me to get behind you if you have a knuckleball. Matt Waldron is neither of those men. I respect Matt Waldron because he mixes it up. I think he's like fastball, slider, knuckleball. Like he mixes it up and he throws pretty hard. So it's not, your normal knuckleballer, but against Logan Webb, just no chance. It's too juice for me to bet the Giants anyway. So let's go to the market here again. And we appreciate all you guys sticking through. I know a lot of you guys like listening to the market, so I try to give it out on all the games. Thank you guys, as always, for watching here. 60% of the bets, 94% of the money on the Giants. 60% of the bets on the under there. No cash flow. And according to my odd site, this opened up at 8 minus 105 for the over, and it stayed there basically the entire time. And for the money line situation here, it has skyrocketed. Well, I would say skyrocketed, but it has gone up here towards the towards the Giants there. Opened up at minus 153, up to 168, 69, and dropped down to 65. So yeah, I think that the Giants rocked Waldron today. Maybe a Giants team total over, but I don't like betting overs in fucking San Francisco anyway. So no action for me here, and also too juice for a first 5. You can maybe take a half -1. That'll do it, but no action for me here, Mikey. What do you think?
If I end up jumping in on this one, it'll be the San Francisco Giants minus 1.5. If I do, I'll tweet it out so that we can put it on the old official record here. But nothing for me in this spot. The Padres to me are a team that they're just inconsistent. They should be hitting a ton. They got a ton of experience. They got great bats in the lineup. I think the difference between this Padres team and like an Astros team is the youth and excitement that they should have with the bats. But where the Astros are kind of old and stale, I know we'll talk about them here shortly, but I just don't see how to get there here. This is another one of those trends I talked about with the Yankees. Divisional medium favorite in the same series, off a loss or a 1-run win are 47-7, 37-17 on the run line, and they're going over by 3.5 runs. So San Fran should get the job done. I just have to see what happens with some of my earlier action before I see just how much more do I want. If we're rolling out here like 8-0 to get into this spot, then yeah, I'll comfortably jump on this Giants team. But plus 126, I need that number to be a little bit higher for me to want to get involved as well. But I'm okay with the minus 1.5 at plus money. I just don't know if I want to make that investment here with what's going on here with 94% of the cash on the Giants. Yikes.
Yeah, no, agreed. I'm mentally out of this card now, Mikey. I'll be honest, because of the Liverpool game. Mentally, just gone right now. We
got 2 left. We're on the home sweep here. You got the guy goes to third base. He doesn't say, I don't feel like running across home plate.
Oh,
You're on third base. Let's go.
I am so fucking angry, Mikey. Oh my God, they're gonna lose. They should have won this game, but I am just so fucking angry that these fucking clowns from Manchester United are gonna fucking beat and or draw Liverpool. Just fucking disgusting stuff. I am very nonplussed about that. Boston Red Sox, Los Angeles Angels. It made me extremely angry that the Red Sox lost this game yesterday, 2-1. It was on an error. Just a shit game. And Tanner Houck on the bump here. Tanner Houck looked phenomenal against Chase Silvestre, who I think sucks dick and balls. I don't understand why the Red Sox have not been bigger favorites this whole series, honestly. I'm not betting the Red Sox. I will continue not to bet the Red Sox. I have not bet the Red Sox this year, and I'm not going to. But for me, it's Red Sox or pass here. Mikey, go ahead while I look up the market moves and try not to fucking flip the fuck out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, not a Silset fan. First of all, I'll start off by saying that, maybe he goes out there and he becomes a Cy Young guy, but I still won't be buying on that guy at that point here.
Oh.
As far as the market, of course, our friends at Action have shown us nothing on the cash flow side of things, but we see a total that has 80% of the bets on the over and really no movement there when a total perspective. The Red Sox on the money line have moved from a plus 102 to a minus 112. With 65% of the cash on them. And I'm a believer here with this Red Sox program here early in the season. Now, when they get back home and people are like, oh, well, they're on the road. I said this the other day. They start every season on the road. And Nasty Nate, shout out to my guy. He can, emotion aside, he can attest to it. It's cold and shitty in Boston in March and April. That's why they start out on the road. I don't think it's the disadvantage that people might kind of give it in terms of the consideration. They started off with 12 games or something like that on the road last year, 19 games, some shit like that. So they're fine being on the road. I don't think that's going to affect them here. The minus 112 number right in the wheelhouse. The AL East versus non-conference opponents, as I talked about last season, that's a real thing. This Angels team had to go out there and bust on the players only meeting to be able to get it done. So Salah, you got Mo Salah to get that little conversion.
Yeah, we needed that. We needed that back. We have 7 minutes to win this fucking game. All right.
But as far as the side, I'm jumping in on the Red Sox here. I think this team's been playing well. They're going to try to bounce back off that 2-1 loss. It was a 2-1 loss. It wasn't like they got busted up. And I lied. I do have one more RBI. I got a 3-pack for us today. I'm going to your boy. I'm going to Yoshida. Give me Yoshida.
Yes.
At a plus 185. Now, I don't like the fact that they've kind of put him in the designated hitter role, but I do think they're going to want to get this cash today. I think they're going to want to close the series out. I do expect him to have a big swinging stick today. So minus 112 with the Red Sox, and then Yoshida at plus 185 for the RBI.
Ricky Bobby, the bat's right here. Ricky, don't worry. The bat is right here. Yeah, it's I think amongst my favorite things now, Mikey, aside from Perky Sanderson's constant weather updates and these things like the first 6,000 fans receive a commemorative Chumley from Pawn Stars. It was Chumley, as those are to call him. Chumley.
I don't know what any of that is.
Great. You've never seen Pawn Stars?
No, I watch
Mikey.
No, I watch fucking sports. I watch sports or I watch highlights.
I don't watch Pawn Stars either, but trust me, you're just gonna scroll on the History Channel one day, and you're gonna see this fat guy trying to buy or sell some random random thing like a 1980s fucking musket, and you're gonna be like, dude, that has to be like $300, and then you're gonna be like, and then he's gonna say, I'll give you $150 for it. And you're like, what? You can't take $150. And then he's going to sell it for $150. You're going to be immediately invested in that 1980s musket or whatever the fuck you sell. So Pawn Stars has to be in your future.
Probably not, but that's okay. It doesn't, the way you describe it, I got to be honest though, it makes me want to watch it even less. So let's keep going. We're on the home stretch here. Let's get it.
Yeah, we're on the last game here, and we're in the 85th minute of the fucking Liverpool game. We're starting to get sweaty here. Joey, don't tell me it's fake. I was shocked when I was told that the show where that too. I was shocked when I was told that the fucking show where they buy storage units, it was fake. That was really disheartening to hear. I was disappointed to say the least. I'm sorry, Danny. I'm killing the hype. Sorry. Astros Rangers, last game on our slate. Mikey, this game screamed the Dabby Cab first 5 over in this spot. But yesterday they put it at a 5.5 and juiced the over at minus like 135 or something like that. And they were like, fuck you, you're not taking this shit. And I think I'm looking it up right now. They do the same thing today. 5.5 minus 115. That's disgusting. I mean, it's just like who again? We did it with Mania. We were trying to do it with Mania earlier in the show, but Ronald Blanco no hitter against the fucking Blue Jays. Of course, I was on the Blue Jays' first 5 full game that day, but there's just no shot that I would be betting Ronald Blanco here after his no hitter. I would like to fade him if possible, but the issue is that Dane Stunning Dunning is not the guy I want to back. 6 1/3, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs given up against the Rays there last time out. 7 Ks, 4 walks, by the way. And his last start, he had 1 start against Houston last year. 5 1/3, 11 hits, 9 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks on 3 home runs there. I mean, it just feels like an over kind of game here, honestly, Mikey. It really does. Market here in this game. Let's talk about the money line. 53% of the bets and 47% of the money on the on the Astros. Opposite side there on the Rangers there. And for the total, 55% of the bets, but only 24% of the money on the over. So sharp money on the under in this game. It's very interesting. I'm probably staying off this game. Money line movements in this game. The Rangers opened up at minus 103 and now are minus 111. I think that Dabby Cab might be right when he texted me 5 minutes after the fucking first game when the Rangers dominated them, the Astros. The Rangers just might be better than the Astros this year. Just might be better, and they might be bet on every time. And for the total in this game, there's starting to be some 10.5 popping up. Very interesting. Or maybe, because this opened up at a 10. Yeah, and some places are showing 10.5 now. Very interesting. No action for me here. I probably lean over. What do you think here, Mikey? Last game on the card.
I don't think it's a maybe. I think they are better than this Astros team. The problem with the Astros is they let shit get stale, and it's a victim of the being in the major league system where there's really no rules around the cash, right? You see Altuve, Alvarez, Tucker, Bregman, Diaz, McCormick, Abreu, Pena. Pay these fucking guys however much money you want and just keep the dynasty together forever. And that's just unfortunately, you need to bring in a little freshness here to get things moving. Maybe second half of the season that changes, but the Texas Rangers are a young and scrappy team. Garcia has been fucking mashing the ball. It's unbelievable to watch the numbers that he's been rolling out there. Everyone's on the Corey Seager prop now. I get it now. The over 1.5 total bases. Good for you guys.
Abby's on that, I think, today again, by the way. I'll ask him for sure, but don't be
especially,
surprised.
I know LJ told me, and I love when he texts me about it too, because he's like, if you just missed it, you got to take it the next game. So I love those texts and those updates as well. But look, bottom line for this one here, tricky spot. I'm going to go back to, we talked about Blanco. I think you were on last call with me. As a matter of fact, you were. It was on Monday. Son of a bitch goes no hitter. First start of the season out there. And impressive as that was, what do guys do? Last season, we had 3 no hitters, right? Or perfect games. We had Michael Lorenzen. What happened his next start? 7 runs, 6 earned, 8 hits allowed in 3.1 innings. Didn't even make the 5. Framber, I'm sweating before I even get to the fucking bump. Valdez, 6 runs, 8 hits, 7 innings. And then there's your boy, Herman, 3 runs, 9 hits, 4.1 innings. The common theme there is an 8.59 ERA between those boys and that next one out there. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a tough spot for him. But for me, all I want to get involved in this game here is I'm going to go with the Marcus McCarthy special. I got Texas in the over 9.5. It's plus 240. And end of the day there, I'm going to be involved with some hockey and some other things going on. So I'm just going to kind of try to dump in there and get that plus 240 spot. I do expect there to be runs. I don't want to lay 5.5s. The thing about the 10s and now 10.5, so this is why you'll see me do this more often this season in Major League Baseball. The numbers move, but I can still lock in that 9.5. So I'm getting a full run advantage because they haven't moved that total on me yet. And obviously the detriment there would be a lower scoring game. But, let's take out the catalyst there. That is Blanco and his no-hitter. We know that these guys just don't have a success factor that second game. You can only go down from there. And I think it's a good opportunity for this Texas team, who I do believe is the better squad, to get it done. 6-2 on the season. They're 6-2 for a reason. Not mad at anybody who wants to play the money line, go for it. For me, I just want to get the big score here. I cashed with that Texas and over the other day. I'm going to run back. I think it was Friday, and I'm going to run back with it again. I know, Marcus. I know Marcus McCarthy. But
I really want to bet the over 2 here, Mikey. I really do.
I just don't want to get, over 4.5 in the first 5 is minus 190. I don't want to have to count on a 6. I want to see the bullpen come in there and sweat it a little bit. And we saw that game on Friday. It took us till like the 7th or 8th inning to be able to get over that number. So that's where I had to go with it. I had to get involved with this Texas in the over. Look, Texas money line, does that make a lot of sense? It does. But for me, I'm trying to get the big score. I'm not just trying to fuck around with a couple of bucks here. I want to get the 2.5, my return on my investment to get that cash. So we'll see what the rest of the card looks like, but that's going to be a nice little positive spot, I think, to close the night out. Be some fun to root for as well.
Okay, fair. I'm off the game. I'll have my 4 bets today, and let's fucking go, guys. Mikey, before we recap our action here, who was it? Corey Norton, a member.
4 bets. It's a fucking 15-game card. What's going on?
Yeah, we're keeping it light, Mikey. I was uncomfortable with the 4. I wish I had like 2 or 3, honestly, but whatever. Marcus McCarthy, or not Marcus. I have his name in my head now because of how much we talked about him today.
My guy Marcus.
Cody Norton asking. He's a member of the channel. We appreciate you, Cody. Asking him any thoughts of the Iowa-South Carolina game tonight. I guess it's tonight. I don't know.
Matter of fact, it'll be the first time ever I'm going to a little watch party. Actually, we're leaving in just a little bit to go check this thing out and enjoy this game, which is kind of crazy. I never thought that my life would come to this, but here we are. College basketball women's program and 6.5 points. South Carolina bust teams up. There's no doubt about it. But Caitlin Clark's not going down like that there. Plus 6.5, I think, is a great spot. I might even sprinkle that money line with her, but her points over, I think, is a great spot there. The storyline, it's the narrative. It's good for women in this woke society and everything else that's rolling on right now for this Caitlin Clark story to blossom and flourish here. And there's no reason to suspect that South Carolina goes out there and doesn't by double digits. So that's what you're going to need to see in a game like this. I know South Carolina is a dangerous team. They've got the pedigree. They've done it year over year. But I think this is Iowa's spot. Plus 6.5 seems like good money to get paid.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think South Carolina fucking beats the dog shit out of them.
You're a hater.
But
you're a hater.
Yeah, I mean, I lost on LSU earlier. I want Caitlin Clark to be the next coming of Jesus Christ, but
she's already walking on water.
I do in fact think that South Carolina are going to beat the shit out of them. They're just that good. So, and I've said this for a while. I mean, it didn't really matter who they played; they were still going to win. But I'd love to see. I'm loving to see it. I'm going to be playing golf and probably in a bad mood because of this Liverpool game. Oh, great! Actually, this will put me in a better mood. This will put me in a better mood right here. Troy Torrance. Troy, I'm calling you, and you're on Say Hey Plays right now, obviously. I'm calling you because I needed a boots on the ground weather report about Chicago. And I need to hear your father's opinion about the game tonight, obviously.
Marcus McCarthy, in all fairness, I said I don't know shit about college women's. The only college sports I know about women's are the gymnastics program and beach volleyball. Those two programs.
Thank you, Troy Torrance. But yeah, thank you, Troy. I'm hanging up on you now. I appreciate it. Troy says the weather's great, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear that very well, but the weather is great, according to Troy Torrance. So shout out to Troy. Let's recap our action here. 4 plays. I'm on the under 9 minus 115 in the Atlanta-Arizona game. These games start in like 30-ish minutes. Obviously, Toronto, New York, first 5 under 4.5 minus 120. I'm on the New York Metropolitans full game money line. God damn. Mikey, I'll tell you, there's not there's very few experiences that are less fun than betting on the Mets and being like in a group chat with like the Earl twins, who are just the most negative, like negative Mets fans out there, and they just like they're down 1-0. It's all right, game's over. I'm like, God fucking damn it, these fucking guys, man, it's unbelievable.
They're preconditioned. They're preconditioned because they're Jets and Mets fans. That's their immediate thought process once they go down 1.
I understand that.
Jose, let me do some recapping here because
sure.
I'm going to unload the clip here today. It's a fair
you got a lot of plays
for us. I got the Arizona plus 1.5 and the over 8.5 at plus 245. Chris Sale under 5.5 strikeouts at plus 120. The Baltimore O's minus 120. Mackenzie Gore under 5.5 strikeouts plus 128, and the Yerfie in that game at plus 112. As I rolled onward there, I did take the New York Yankees minus 1 at minus 115. The first 5 under 4.5 at minus 117. The Mets, shout out to the Mets and the Earl brothers there, minus 113 for the Mets today. I'm on Oakland plus 164. Rolling on down the card, I've got the White Sox first 5 minus 105. White Sox full game plus 110. The White Sox in the under 8.5 at plus 365. In that Seattle-Milwaukee game, I've got the Brewers first 5 and full game plus 140. The first 5 under 4.5. Louis Arise RBI plus 190. Arozarena RBI plus 145. The Red Sox minus 112. Yoshida RBI plus 185. And Texas and the over plus 240. I see a couple of you guys in the chat asking too. I leaned Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson today in NASCAR. And then last but not least, somebody asked about hockey as well. Look, the Colorado Avalanche have a tremendous advantage right now in a situation against a team with this elevation factor out there. Shout out to Mel and the gang. I know they're going to like the Colorado spot today, and it's a low number here at minus 120. That'll be a 10 o'clock start. I'm on that Colorado Avalanche. It's an 0-21 spot if you fade that team that they're playing out there. So let's go with that Colorado Avalanche to close it out.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, Mikey, for joining me, and thanks you and the chat for bearing with me in the last 15 minutes of that Liverpool game. They tied the game, so I'm going to be very pissed off, and my pussy is going to be very salty for the rest of the day now. So it's going to be very very annoying day for me. But I appreciate you, Mikey. Thank you for filling in for me late there. Big Ragu will be joining us hopefully next week. He's got a little sickness. He's a strep, so wasn't sounding great. So don't worry, guys. He's okay though. He'll be joining us next week. So thank you, Mikey. And I'll see you tomorrow, Mikey. Last call.
Last call, baby. 6 p.m. Eastern. The Monday go-to here. We got Jose Bouquett. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope everyone has good luck with their bets today. Andrew G, Silent, Rob in the house, Lower Alabama, Hooper, Court Wiley out there, Rance, Brent Cook. You guys, appreciate you guys all hanging out with us, man. Coming in, rocking on this thing early Sunday. Jose, we got to get that cash, man. We got to turn this effort into dollars in our pockets. So let's go. Let's have a great Sunday.
Yes, we do. We do indeed. I've got those 4 plays, and we need it bad, guys. We need it real bad here today. So Sunday for me is my swing day. You know, like Jimmy's in and out day is like Thursday or Friday, something like that. Mine's on Monday and Sunday. Like I need a good Sunday today, guys. So let's hope that the under in the Braves game, the first 5 under the Yankees game, first 5 money line for the White Sox, and a full game money line for the Mets takes us there. Mikey, again, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Say hey. We'll see you guys next time.